want to start traveling, you have to start staying at co-working houses. They are the best way to actually get your work done and see a new place. My name is Bailey. I am a content creator here, but mainly on TikTok, and I talk all about life in your 20s and traveling in your 20s. And I currently have been traveling for about a year and a half, and I now travel almost full time with my remote 9-to-5 job. I'm currently staying at a co-working house by the company Outsite in Boulder, Colorado. And co-working houses by far have been one of my favorite ways to travel. Basically, a co-working house is just a place where you can rent a room in a shared house. So you have your own private room, and then you share all the living areas, so like the kitchen and the living room, and you're sharing them with other people who are also remote workers or digital nomads trying to explore while also working their 9-to-5 job. A lot of them will have minimum stays because they want people to slow travel and actually stay in the place longer. So sometimes they can be as short as a week up to about a month. And usually when I'm traveling in these houses, most people are staying for at least a couple weeks, if not a couple months. So now why should you stay here, or why would you even want to stay here? The first one is definitely if you're planning on solo traveling or traveling by yourself a lot. Staying in a co-working house can be a great way to make friends because you automatically enter this house that has 9 other bedrooms and there's 9 other people kind of around your age. Most people are like 20s to 30s that you can then explore the area with or hang out with in the house. A lot of times we'll cook dinners together or we can watch TV together. You just have a built-in group of friends. Compared to being in something like an Airbnb where it's going to be a lot harder to make friends because you are just by yourself and you have to like go out of your way to do things. A lot of co-working houses, especially at Outsite where I'm staying, will also have like community events. And so they'll plan like dinners or hiking or different activities to where everyone in the house can go. Or sometimes they even have multiple houses in the same town and they'll bring everyone together to do some sort of activity. So it really just makes making friends in a new place that much easier. You also have reliable Wi-Fi. As someone who is working a 9-to-5 job, you know you're gonna have to take meetings, you know you need a reliable source of Wi-Fi to actually get your job done. And so staying at a co-working house is just a way that you can know for sure that you're gonna have access to the internet. Because sometimes with Airbnbs or if you're staying in a hotel, like the Wi-Fi can be a little weird, it can be a little finicky, it may not run at the same speed that you actually need it to run at in order to Zoom call someone or watch videos or even just Google things. Also, everyone in the house is also working, so it makes you feel a lot more motivated to actually get your work done when you're traveling. When you walk out of your room and you see a bunch of other people in the kitchen or in the living room or at the desks that they have all around the house actually getting their work done. Because sometimes it can be so easy to travel with your 9-to-5 and not actually want to work because you want to see the place, but your 9-to-5 is the reason that you're able to travel, so you really have to make that a priority. I think another really cool thing about a co-working house is that the second I arrive at a co-working house, I already feel like I'm truly living in the new city that I'm at. Because you're going grocery shopping, you can make meals in the kitchen, like you have access to a full kitchen where they have a bunch of spices for you, they have pots and pans, they literally have everything that you need in order to make meals. And so it feels almost more natural and like you're actually living in a home. You also have access to group chats where they have basically the whole Outsite community is a part of this group chat where you can message people to go do activities, you can get recommendations for people, and you have a community manager who is from the area that kind of runs the household, and you can go to them for any recommendations you want. So you just definitely get a more local experience. And especially if you're someone who really enjoys hostel living and just that super friendly atmosphere of like staying in a hostel, this is an elevated hostel. Because when you're starting to age out of hostel life, once you're getting deeper into your 20s, you kind of still want that feel of like having people around all the time that you can go and do activities with, but not staying in a bunk bed anymore. And so now that you have your own private room and amenities and people who actually keep things clean, it gets a lot better. So basically how it works, if you go to outsite.com, you can then go and see all of their different houses all over the world, basically. I mean, they have locations in Costa Rica, in Nicaragua, they have them in France, in Portugal, they have them in the US too, in like California, Texas, New York, Colorado, where I'm at right now. I've also stayed at their Hawaii house, but currently their Hawaii house is not available because they're switching locations and they're getting a new house closer to Waikiki, so that should be coming soon. And then they also have like other houses in Bali and other parts of the world. So you really have so many options, and you just have to pay a membership fee that then unlocks all those houses for you, because they definitely want to vet people and make sure, one, that they're real, one, that they're safe. It's not like a background check or anything, but you usually have to provide like your LinkedIn and some socials so that they can make sure you're a real human. And then paying that fee also weeds out people who aren't that serious about the whole co-working thing and may just want it as like a party house or a cheap place to stay. Which honestly, I think the prices are pretty good. They're definitely a lot more expensive than a hostel, but I do think they're pretty much equivalent to an Airbnb. But you're also getting all the amenities of having access to other people around you, and then a huge mansion house that you could probably never afford on your own out of an Airbnb. So there are a lot of perks to paying the same price for something that provides a lot of friendships in really cool houses. Next is cleaning, and for cleaning they usually come about once a week to clean the whole house, and obviously they clean in between rooms of like when people are switching rooms. And then if you stay for at least a month, they'll also come and clean your room once during that month. In every house you have private bedrooms, but some rooms may have their own bathroom and some you may have to share. So like right now we're sharing a bathroom with one other room, so it's just 2 people in the bathroom, and I have never found it to be a problem. But then when we were in Hawaii, we had our own private bathroom, so it really just depends on the house and what room you pick. And then finally with guests, if you wanted to travel with someone or have someone come visit, like me and Lainey are at the Colorado house right now, it's usually an extra fee that you have to pay, and it's really not that much more, especially then when you get to split the cost of the room. So guests are definitely allowed, but you can only have 1 guest. I truly believe that as a female traveling alone, the safety that I feel at these co-working houses is better than anywhere else I've ever stayed. When I'm in a hotel alone, I usually am a little scared, a little wary, because it just doesn't feel right. Same with an Airbnb, I definitely feel a little bit scared because, I mean, anyone could potentially break in and there's no one else there to help protect you, and people can maybe see you walking to the Airbnb and they know you're alone. Whereas at a co-working house, you're surrounded by other people, and so everyone knows you exist, you have their numbers because you're on a group chat together, you're doing activities together, you all live in the same house together. So I just feel such a sense of relief and safety to do basically anything because I know there are other people around that care about me and will want to check up on me and make sure that I'm okay. Because you really do start to like become friends with all the people that are in your house because you're literally living in the same house and spending a lot of time together. And so it's just a way as a female to feel super safe while solo traveling, if that's something that worries you. Because I love hostel life, I've always felt safe in hostels, but I know that scares a lot of people. And at Outsite, we have a lock on the main door that everyone has the passcode to, like the front door, but then you also have a lock with a passcode on your individual bedroom door. So not only do you have safety from the outside, but you also have privacy and safety from anyone in the house. Even though all the people that I have met through Outsite have been amazing, really good-hearted people, you also have that extra peace of mind. And finally, just my experience with working remote while staying at Outsites or other co-working houses has been amazing. I lived at the Hawaii Outsite house for almost 2 months earlier this spring, and I met so many amazing people. I mean, you just walk into this house and you're immediately welcomed by everyone there. They're helping you bring your luggage in, they're talking to you and kind of giving you a lay of the land and like all giving you recommendations on all these places that you should visit. I know when we were in Hawaii, 2 of the people that were in the house already invited us to go on a hike with them the next day. Like, people are so welcoming and kind, it just makes the experience so great. And we'd have family movie nights. We even got so close with some of the people that we were planning dinners together, and we would go on all these excursions together. And just as a traveler, it is such a good way to meet like-minded people and other people that you want to travel with, because these are all people that have similar values to you, and we all have remote jobs, and everyone wants to use that remote job as a means to see the world and explore. And so everyone's going to be down to go do something with you the next day. So it's just so fun to be surrounded by a traveler community when you're in a new place. Specifically at the Boulder house, because that's the one that's still up. We're at the University Boulder house because there's 2. There's North Boulder and then there's the University Boulder, and we're at the University one. And this house is in perfect location. We do not have a car here, which a lot of Outsites you don't need a car for, which is amazing. And you can also catch a ride with some of the other people who are also in the house, so that makes it easy too, because usually at least 1 or 2 people are gonna have a car. And we have been able to walk everywhere. So we walked to downtown, we walked to coffee shops to go and work, we walked to all the hiking. There is a park that I will insert name here that has like 10 different hiking trails like 5 minutes from this house, and so we can walk easily to get to any hiking locations. And then anything else we may want to get to is probably a $10 Uber away. So the location of this house is amazing. And pretty much every day since I work East Coast hours, I've been working 7 to 2 or 3 around that time. And then after work, we'll usually either go explore downtown or we'll go for a different hike. So far for hikes, there is a ton of access to it. And we've done like this meadow walk hike through the park, but then we've also done the Royal Arch Trail. And then I think tomorrow we're gonna do the 1st and 2nd Flatiron Loop. So if you are very outdoorsy and love hiking and everything, this is a place for you. Also, we're currently here in the fall, and so the weather is just beautiful. It's been like 65 degrees every single day, and then it gets really chilly to like 50s at night. I have just met the most incredible people that have such similar values. I mean, we're all people who who love to travel and we're trying to travel with our 9-to-5 job. And so everyone just wants to go explore with you and meet new people, and everyone's very much outgoing. And so it is just a great way to kind of plug into the travel community. I definitely think as someone who is working remote, it is one of the best things that you can do because everyone else around you is working, and it just helps you be motivated and productive and get your work done because you want to get things done so that you can go out and explore with the people in your house. What's kind of fun too is that Outsite itself is like a community, and people who do it once then keep doing it because it's almost addictive. Everyone loves going to the different houses. You love maybe seeing someone who you had met at a previous house before. You just never know who you're going to run into because we're all doing it through the same company, so you just get to create this community. That is all that I have for this video. I just truly love Outsites and co-working houses in general. They have slowly become one of my favorite ways to travel. And I have traveled a lot of different ways. I mean, I've been a yoga teacher training in Costa Rica. I went solo backpacking for 4 months. I now travel with my remote 9-to-5. I've done Airbnbs. I've stayed in hotels. I mean, I've really tried most ways of traveling, and this is one of the best if you are a digital nomad. It just helps give you a semblance of routine and normalcy when you're gone for so long. That is all that I have for this video. If you are interested more in life in your 20s and how to travel in your 20s, please make sure you subscribe, or you can follow me on TikTok. My username is @Badine. That is where I'm the most active and show my more day-to-day life. And stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to be talking all about my experience solo traveling and the best safety tips I have for solo travel and just everything solo travel related.